Yes, hello peeps. Welcome to the final game in the English domestic calendar this season. My name is Ryan Taylor. We're very happy you could join us live on YouTube and on X for this live watch along to the Adobe Women's FA Cup final. It's Brighton versus Manchester City. This is the first time ever Brighton's got to this very stage of the competition. But standing in a way is, well, their Manchester City lot, they have never won the Women's FA Cup, not since 2020 at least. So could that be 6 years too long, perhaps? Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You can follow us in a few different ways today. And here is how you can contact us. So you can do so via email. If you're watching on YouTube, use the what live chat. And if you're watching on X, you can tweet me at Eurovision BSL and hashtag Adobe Women's FA Cup. It's absolutely beautiful to be with you lots this Sunday. Right. Shall we get to the big team news? Here they are. There's the team news you have been waiting for. Now, Manchester City fans, you might be thinking, oh, what's happening with the squad? Who's out injured? But first, let's take a look at Brighton, who makes one change from last time out. Brighton changed last time out is one change. Expected goalkeeper Nadozi returns, replaces Sophie Bagley. Former Chelsea international Frank Kerr won 5 FA Cup titles with Chelsea and is in the Brighton starting 11. So the starting 11 for Brighton is Nadozi. It's Nadozi, Rule, Minami, Hayes, Venegas, Seike, Kanovic, Simmons, Olis Lagers, Haley, and of course Kirby. And the bench is Bagley and Pome, Cavaji, Nordham, Rayner, Tiverton, Camacho, McLaughlin, and Tusunoda. There you go. Big breaking news to bring you. Yamashita, Karen and Kasparite and Rebecca Knack are back in the team. There's also a place in the start 11 for England midfielder Grace Clinton. You get the nod over Viva Miedema. And the news I got to tell you is that Kiara Keating has missed out on the matchday squad just days after an England call-up. So she's not in the starting 11 today, but it is Rose, Greenwood, Clinton, Shaw, Hemp, Carolyn, Kasparai, Kill, Brown, Hasegawa, Knack confirmed that 5 changes to Manchester City squad to celebrate their WSL title win with victory over West Ham on the final day of the season earlier this month. And the sub-bench is Cummins, Coons, Fowler, Miedema, Huabi, Regino, Lohman, Pryor, and Murphy. And it's a 4-4-1-1 formation for Brighton, 4-2-3-1 for Manchester City, and for Jaglet. So welcome to you all on this our final game of this domestic season. We are live with you across social media. Why not get in contact with us? We'd love to see what you think. We want your predictions for today's big final. Who do you want to see lift a trophy? Could it be Sky Blue for Manchester City or could it be Royal Blue for Brighton? It's the first time ever Brighton's gone to Wembley in this day and manner in the women's game. They've never won a major trophy in Brighton's history. Could that all change today with the final game of England season here at Wembley? We are live across socials, so why not get in contact with us? I'd love to see what you think, everybody at home, about the starting 11. Here's the starting 11 again for those who missed it. What do you think about the start 11? I'm really surprised that Keating is not in the squad, but I mean, to be there, she's been called up for internationals with an England international. So, yeah, it's been expecting, but wow, unbelievable. But really good to see that Nadozi has been given a nod. Oh, sorry. There you go. There you go. I'm really happy that Nadozi is replacing Sophie Bagley Frank Kirby's in starting 11, but Nordum, who scored the stoppage time winner over Liverpool in the semi-finals, well, she has missed out on the starting 11 today. But she says she is starting, but she will be on the bench to start off with, and if necessary for Daria Vidicic, he might bring her on. Just you will find out later if that would be the case or not. But no surprise that Bunny Shaw starts today. There's no surprise about that one. She is a WSL, legend, obviously. She is the GOAT of the WSL. I hate to say it, but it is true. She is the GOAT of the WSL. And of course, everything to play for as well. You might be thinking how we got here. Well, let's start with Brighton. The 2-0 win over Nottingham Forest. 2-1 win over West Ham at home. Brighton 2-0 versus Arsenal. And Liverpool 2, Brighton 3. So, obviously that one there. That game in the semi-final, my goodness me. 2-2, we was looking at extra time, all of that. But then Nordum scored the winner in the 90 plus 5 minutes to seal Brighton's place at Wembley, of course, Manchester City. Another one of these. Fourth round, Manchester City 6-0 win over AFC Bournemouth. 4-0 win over Sheffield United. 1-0 win over Birmingham City. It was very close this time round, but it was very, very close to Stamford Bridge in the semi-finals. Chelsea 2, Manchester City 3. Of course, had to be Bunny Shaw, who scored the winner against the Blues. The dark blue side of London, that is. And if anything to go by, well, let's take a look back at the previous meetings between the two sides. We just come out of here for a second. Here we go. Previous meetings, there we go. Look at that. Stats here shows you how close it has been. Well, mainly Manchester City, but still. Look at the head-to-head record. 1-2, 1-14. Draw 1 game. But a bit of surprise was this one here on the 25th of April. Brighton and Hove Albion won 3-2 at home to Manchester City, getting revenge. Look at what happened last time out with Brighton at home to Manchester City last time out before April 2026. Yes, it was a very big, disappointing losing streak for Brighton, but they did get a win over Manchester City. It's only their second win ever against the Citizens going into today's game, so it could be very nervy. And if anything to go by, we should be in for a nice goal fest. Kerr scored after just 5 minutes. Last time between these two sides, Gowan scored for just 5 minutes. Brighton's played into live. Madison Haley scored twice. Kiko Seki had another. Khadija Shaw grabbed City second in stoppage time, but Brighton did hold on. Zico competed one of the biggest victories in their history, showed that Manchester City are far from unbeatable. We've seen that on the 25th of April, 2026. Was that earlier in the rundown to the final day of the season, altogether. But today, could that be a goal fest? Could this lead to a goal fest? What do you think? Do you think we're going to see a goal fest today? Do you think City will claim their first women's FA Cup title since 2020? Or do you think Brighton is finally going to take hold of their first ever major trophy in the club's history? Well, the teams are on the way out right now as we speak, as we get ready for the national anthems. We're running through the teams in just a few moments' time. But as usual, there is pre-match ceremonials to get underway first. The respective 50,000 fans expected today at Wembley for this massive clash. We'll tell you the full team news if you missed it, coming up in just around about a few minutes' time. I reckon around about 2 to 3 minutes' time. But before that, we need to pause for the pre-match ritual as usual, and of course, our national anthem. And before we go on away with the anthem, if you want to contact us through the show, you can. You can do so on email. If you're watching on YouTube, use the live chat. on it. You can tweet me at Eurovision BSL with hashtag Adobe Women's FA Cup. We would love to have your company throughout today's show. Well, we're just about to get underway. The teams are on the way out. The pre-match ceremony is just about done. The match ball has been walked out by Sammy Rowland for Leyton Orient, who is on course to win the match for a Golden Ball award. Placing trophy on the player of the kickoff was Staff Sergeant Amber Marsh, who has served in the British Army for almost 17 years as an aircraft technician. Marsh continued to enjoy her football journey after being on a variety of overseas tours during her military career. And there was the FA chair. It's Debbie Hewitt will lead out the presentation party, includes Vice President of Business Operations, Chief of Staff of Digital Media of Adobe, Alison Blaze, as well as Chair of Women's Professional Game Committee, Nikki Dowsett. Right, so let's pause everybody for the national anthem. Here we go. God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save our King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, Lord to reign over us. God save the King. Right, let's be having you for the final time in England domestic football this season. Let's be having you. The Adobe Women's FA Cup final is just about to kick off. Let's just once again tell you the team news ahead of kickoff. There are 5 changes there are 1 change to Brighton team who suffered the narrow loss in their final WSL game of the season against Tottenham. The Doherty has returned, replacing Sophie Bagley. Former England international Van Kirby won 5 FA Cup titles with Chelsea as in the Brighton starting 11. The Doherty and Venegas, Minami, Simmons, Kankovic, Sergei Kirby, Hayes, Olislagas, Haley and Rule is in the starting 11. It was last time out, the winner that was scored by Nordham in the FA Cup semi-final, but she is not starting today. She's on the bench alongside Bagley and Bobby Cavaji, Reina, Tiverton, Camacho, McLaughlin, and Dusnuda. And there are 5 changes in the Manchester City squad who celebrated their WSL title win with victory over West Ham on the final day of the season. The regular starters all return as goalkeeper Ayaka Yamashita, Carolyn, Kirsten, Kasparai, Rebecca Knack are back in the team. There's also a place in the starting 11 for England midfielder Grace Clinton, who gets an nod over Fever Miedema. Miedema has been phased back into training recently after missing the end of the season due to her mum's illness. Goalkeeper Gara Keaton is not on the squad today, just days after receiving the England call-up. So Yamashita, Rose, Greenwood, Clinton, Shaw, Hemp, Kerrling, Casper Wright, Blinkill, Brown, Hasegawa and Knack is in the start 11. And on the subs bench for Manchester City, it's Cummins, Coombs, Fowler, Miedema, Uabi, Vigino, Lohman, Pryor and Murphy. We're set for the Women's FA Cup final, the final game of the domestic season. It's Brighton versus Manchester City, and it's live. We're playing the match to watch this one for Manchester City is obviously Bunny Shaw. She's been on fire this season for the girl from Jamaica. Really fantastic, and she is got a new contract at Manchester City as well, may I add. So gives a bit more professionalism than ever before. And the Brighton player I want to keep an eye on today is Frank Kirby. She won 5 FA Cup titles with Chelsea, of course, as we know. But could I spark into perhaps getting a little bit even more? Well, if history repeats itself today, we could be in for a long summer of discussion. But we are all set for the Women's FA Cup final today, everybody. Do get your thoughts in the live chat in a few different ways, so you can do so as well. We are just about to get underway with the Women's FA Cup final. It is Brighton, Manchester City. We're live on all platforms today on X and YouTube, so do get involved, share the stream out far and wide. We are just seconds away from kickoff. The pre-match huddle for both teams is about to end with Brighton. They want to get the mentality going straight away. This is their first ever chance at a Women's FA Cup final with over 40,000, well, over 50,000 fans expected today, actually, with stats telling us more about this one. The biggest and richest game in English women's football history is just about to kick off its final chapter of the domestic season altogether. It's Brighton versus Manchester City, and it's City to get us underway in the Women's FA Cup final. Live, powered by StreamYard.com, the live watch along, powered by StreamYard, with me, Ryan Tiller, live from Lincolnshire with you guys watching around the world and in the UK. And we are go. Come on then. Manchester City gets underway in the Women's FA Cup final, live from Wembley Stadium in London. Look at this. It's Brighton dispossesses Manchester City early on. We're on the way, right? Free kick here to Manchester City and to Brighton early on. Fernandes was fouled. We're on the way. If you're just joining us, welcome everybody. We are just got on the way for the Women's FA Cup final, the final game in the English domestic calendar this season. And Brighton get us Brighton on the counter. Oh, nicely played back there. Using the space really, really well. Yeah, Manchester City. Both sides, we've got to start in effective control, really. Got to be assertive early on. And, well, really early doors. Manchester City wants to attack big time first, but Brighton wants to try close down that defence so they can win the ball back themselves. They had two Super League games in the rugby. So that might explain why I can see the the Betfred logo on there. Damn rugby. Lovely space, lovely player at the moment here. But it is it's Lagos who won the ball back. Brighton on the counter. Just trying to find space for the pass here. Well, there's a very good pass. Finds Minami there. Finding very good pass on the space as well. If you want to join in the conversation, you can. Why not contact us? Email, guide chat on X. You can follow me, tweet me at Eurovision BSL with hashtag Adobe Women's FA Cup. Manchester City, though, got to be honest here. They want to start real brightly. I mean, to be there, they did win their first WSL title since 2016. That's 10 years ago. And at that point, 10 years ago, Leicester City won the Premier League, 5,000 to 1 odds. That judgment is like a Sunday League football game. They've got to be honest here. Seke just couldn't get to the ball fast enough to react to it. There it is, Frank Kirby, Chelsea legend, won 5 FA Cup titles with them. It is Greenwood to take this throw. And I can tell you today's captains is Greenwood for Manchester City, and for Brighton it is Simmons. Simmons are the captains for this game. The referee in the middle today is Melissa Bergens. VAR today is Paul Howard. Sis VAR is Ruby Sykes. They want to start brightly here. Brighton, they want to start well. Finding really good space. Here comes Brighton's attack. Trying to find space. and the passing chances there. They wanted a free kick here, Brighton. They don't get it. Here comes Brighton now, anyways. Oh, they found space to box. Not Frank Kirby. Tried to get past the City defenders, not quite. They'll try again here, Brighton. And it goes wide and a goal kick. Frank Kirby finding space, really. That's the reality. That's the big point. Faye Batters, thank you very much for your question. Where can I watch this on? Where can I see the game? Well, if you're in the UK, you can watch it on Channel 4 or TNT Sports 1 around the world. And you better head off to the FA's Women's FA Cups running order. That's where you can find the PDF. You can have us on the second screen, second screen. Well, second screen. Second screen. Although he was going to run a secondary stream, that would be over on Football Power Hour with Boss Runner Papian again. But yeah, would have worked. Oh, there. It would have worked, but oh well, these things happen. Oh boy. Anyways, it is going to be free kick to Brighton here. Sends the ball in. Yamashita gets the ball really well. I want to find the space now here, Manchester City. That's for Brighton. They want to win the ball back really clearly well. There's Greenwood. They want to try and find the space to find a very good pass. Find a very good pass there without Brighton winning the ball back. And it's instead Brighton wins the ball again, wins possession back. Don't forget, if you're brand new, everybody, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Well, actually, like the stream. And if you're brand new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you are obviously brand new, we have so many of you want to watch this. Like, seriously, incredible attendance numbers today. Even the Arsenal's Champions Parade cannot stop us for what we're doing the best for the best of the global audience and for all watching around the country in the UK. So keep on supporting us through today. We'll get through this final game of this domestic season in England together. Scotland viewers, you're going to have to just wait a little longer. Scottish Communities Cup and the final game of the Scottish football season has the Dundee North End fans written all over it. We'll tell you which game later. But there's a free kick to Manchester City. Carolyn's not too pleased with the referee here. It's free kick to Brighton, the Seagulls. First ever trip to Wembley. But do you know what? Last time out, Women's FA Cup semi-finals. My goodness gracious me. What's Channel 4? Oh, Channel 4's free to air, I should mention. Channel 4, brilliant channel, free to air all over the UK. You can watch as well around the world. Just, yeah, you head off to the FA's website. Where they watch around the world. And you can have us on the second screen. Second screen, people. So basically, if you want to watch us on your laptops, on your phones, computers, tablets, whilst watching the game on TV, you can. You can also sync in with the game as well using our end. And that technology is just perfect. Because those who want to know, like, seriously, I want to watch the games. Well, basically, TNT Sports 1 and Channel 4 Faye Batters, Channel 4 or TNT Sports 1. To those in the UK and the Republic of Ireland, you can watch on TNT Sports 1 or on Channel 4. You can have us on the second screen. Manchester City was going to counter from here, but it's going to be Rule to pick up possession for Brighton. Rule has picked up possession for Brighton here. Vanegas really wants to try and keep possession going. It's a lovely pass on the top end of the pitch. And again to the half here. There's Vanegas. Lovely ball. Man City though wins possession again. There's Greenwood. Manchester City proving space can be easily used up to a counter, but not in this case as Brighton wins possession again. City haven't won the Women's FA Cup since 2020. If they do win at Wembley, this will be the first time in 6 years since they last won the Women's FA Cup. It was, of course, in extra time 3-1 at Wembley. It was behind closed doors due to the coronavirus pandemic back at those times. Luckily, we're not living in those times anymore. So, yeah. Vanegas is down. I'm afraid Vanegas is down on the floor. But she's back up on her feet, actually. But we don't have a Channel 4 account. Well, you can actually register for a Channel 4 account. And to those in the UK, you can register. Sadly, it's not on BBC iPlayer. You have to watch on Channel 4 or TNT Sports 1. I know it's a pain, but it's a standalone deal in the UK where it was a standalone deal earlier in the year that saw everything go from bad to worse for the BBC. They've lost the rights for the Women's FA Cup this season. I think this deal would last for 4 years. It's a standalone deal. They have not even mentioned BBC iPlayer, so sadly, it's Channel 4 and TNT Sports. But those around the world thinking, oh, I want to watch the game, you can, actually. More details to come throughout the show. Vanegas to take this throw in here to... Oh, sorry about that. Oh, I've forgotten about this one. I'm sorry about this. Oh, here comes a very good chance here. The goalkeeper for City is down. Oh, it's cleared off the line. They go again. Nope. Play's going to be stopped for a moment. There's an injury to the keeper. For Manchester City keeper. Sorry about this. So sorry about this, everybody. Jesus. Apologies. Jesus. As you can tell, we're live. I was going to expect that to work, but sadly, this was not the case. So, Drake's Braywell's injury is getting sorted. To those on the Normality channel and Annex viewers, we're taking a bit of a break after today, but you please come and join us again on the 12th of May. We'll bring you live coverage. Sorry about this. 14 minutes and 15 seconds. Apologies about that. Oh, we should be good to go again now. There we go. Should be working. There we go. It's working, everybody. 0-0 at the moment between Brighton and Manchester City. Sorry about that. As just trying to get the timer sorted. Pleased to say it has now officially worked. There you go. It's working. It was on the default setting, and I didn't notice it there until that point. So 0-0 between Brighton and Manchester City at this moment in time in the Adobe Women's FA Cup. You're watching on coverage of the Adobe Women's FA Cup final live on YouTube and X. This is Ryan Teller here with you live. Hope you're well. Keep on supporting this. Like and of course subscribe to either the Normality channel or the Women's Football channel on YouTube. And if you are on X, do follow me on there at Eurovision BSL. We would love to have you with us over the next few hours or so, because if required, we may need to go into extra time if the scores stay level at the end of the 90. Of course, there's a long way to go until then. And Yamashita is back up on her feet. We got the Tour de France to enjoy throughout our summer break. But it's the ICC Women's T20 World Cup for us on YouTube and X, our exclusive live watch-along of the whole tournament for all 33 games covered, starting on the 12th of June with a triple stack of games on Saturday. Yamashita boots the ball away from danger as Brighton wins possession again. Manchester City scrabbling. It's free kick to the citizens. Blinkill Brown was fouled by Olislagers. Free kick here to Brighton. Well, free kick to Manchester City here. So it's currently 0-0 at the moment. Manchester City's free kick can change all of that within instantly. Oh, spilt it! But the Dozy claimed the ball again. Want to try and put the ball out of danger. Just wait a second for that to happen. Welcome everybody, if you're just joining us to the watch on. This is Ryan Teller with you live on YouTube and on X for live for the Adobe Women's FA Cup live watch along. Oh, it's beautiful ball here by Brighton. Manchester City wins possession again. They're going to see it out for a throw into the citizens. If you are just joining us, everybody, a warmest of all welcomes to you. A warmest of all welcomes if you're just joining us. If it's your first time today, warm welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. Here goes Brighton now. It's Van Kirby. It's Kirby. Want to try and make the pass accurate, and it is. Finding space. It's Van Kirby. Space as we head towards inside the box here for Brighton. City has not cleared the lines fully. And it is going to be a throw in to Brighton. Brighton throwing here. Have your say, everybody, on today's final. We'd like to have your company with us. Lovely amount of space used by Brighton. Here's Nadozie. The ball's away from danger. Here comes Brighton now on the counter now. City steals the ball back. Whoever wins this Women's FA Cup will make history. City looking to do the league double, but for Brighton, they want the first ever major women's football domestic honours in the club's history. So basically, it's history on the line either way. City wants to get that historic double done. Brighton, well, they want to win the first major trophy in the women's football. In fact, if it's not that, the whole of Brighton altogether. 14, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, 14 Brighton and Hove Albion coaches have travelled all the way to Wembley today from Suffolk, from the Sussex. So, basically, he bought 14 buses, all completely sold out, taking them all the way to Wembley today. Nothing wrong with that challenge, says the referee. Here's Laura Hemp. Lovely challenge there again. Brilliant challenge by Hayes. It's going to be a throw in here to Manchester City. We know what to expect of them. 3-time winners of this trophy. But recent times, it was Chelsea who would win almost every single Women's FA Cup final. Apart from the 2 semi-finals, which saw the hopes dashed. 23-24, hopes were dashed by Manchester United. 25-26, dashed by Manchester City. Here comes Brighton and Hove Albion. Oh, brilliant space on the box. They want to find space here to shoot, and it goes wide. And it's going to be a goal kick to Manchester City. There's a Simmons really fantastic chance there. But we're just looking at it because Carolyn has gone down. The referee has stopped play for a minute to see if Carolyn's all right. But she will be. That was a really poor strike though from Simmons, the captain. Really poor strike. Good chance for distance, not quite. Carolyn has gone down, and we have played first 22 and a half minutes of this first half. No, it's Carolyn. Carolyn has gone down injured. It's Carolyn, number 14. Carolyn has gone down. Everybody has gone off for a bit of a drinks break whilst the injuries get sorted. So just to remind everybody, all 33 games in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup is going to be covered. We don't know if Carolyn's going to be off or not, but she will be okay. But she will be on the sidelines for 30 seconds. If helped by the club physio, she'll be on the sidelines for 30 seconds before she's allowed to go back on. ICC Women's T20 World Cup, all 33 games covered from start to finish. We'll be here on the 12th of June. We're taking an 11 days break from tomorrow. Normality Channel and X People. We're going to be back in around 11 days' time tomorrow. The start of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. I'll be here on Friday, the 12th of June from 1850 BST, England versus Sri Lanka. And we'll look forward to this one too. And next season, the WSL is going up to 14 teams, 182 games covered, including the playoffs, the promotion relegation playoff at the end of the season, all 183 games. Next season will be covered here on YouTube and on X with the virtues of a couple of live watch-along games plus all the reviews in our own edition of the Women's Football Show. It's all next season, 183 games, all of it covered here. So please do consider subscribing to the channel, because you may never know whether the next watch along will appear right on your phones/tablets. Carolyn is on the sidelines. She will have 30 seconds before she can come back on. And the rules of the FA says it all specifically. It's going to be Manchester City's goal kick here. And the ball's away from danger. Brighton couldn't keep the ball down, but they do have possession. Brighton here. They're attacking really well. Finding space here in the box. Oh! I was particularly unlucky there, because Brighton thought they would take only slaggers as well. In the box, I think she just might have just mistouched the ball. That was a very good chance. Very good chance, but Ozaga's scuffed it up, really. And Yamashita gets the ball away. Did she come off? Yes, but it looks like Carolyn is back on the field. Carolyn is back on the field here. The sounds in the stadium at Wembley, the home of English football. Here comes Brighton now. On the counter, ball had stayed in play. No, it hasn't. It's going to be, and it has actually. The ball's gone in as it's been put back in play. City clears the danger away from Frank Kirby's attempts to steal the ball back. It's Brighton against Frank Kirby. Kirby, oh, missed a chance again. Oh, go well over the bar. Oh, Brighton, 2 chances to get in front. Frank Kirby as well. Oh my goodness gracious me. City just lost control of the ball. Frank Kirby, she just once more misfooted it. Seke has blasted it over the bar. City escape again. 3 chances Brighton should have gone. Virtue of these ones, 3-0 up. At least. If not 2-0. It stays at 0-0 miraculously. Miraculously stays at, well, 0-0. 6 attempts, 1 on target for Brighton. Wow. It just shows why they're attacking really well. City, on the other hand, where are they when it comes to, well, the attack itself? Where are they coming from here? Where do they go from here now? Well, what do you think, everybody at home? What do you really think? What do you think should happen now to Manchester City and Jaguars? Because looking back at this defending, City's got a lot of work to do, and we've barely even played half an hour and still 0-0 at Wembley in the Women's FA Cup final. The final game of the English domestic season. Here comes Brighton again. City steals the ball now. It was Brighton again. Brighton has the possession back. The Sort Fan TV Europa League draw for Cherries fans of both men's and women's. Get ready, people. 8th of August will be Europa League draw. But this is the women's football, unfortunately. But make note, Diary fans and Brighton fans watching this. 8th of August for Europa League draw. Make sure you note it down. Here comes Here comes Brighton now. Manchester City wins the possession again. Brighton has lost control of the ball. They're trying to win the ball back here. Brighton was unsuccessful in doing this. We're live for the Women's FA Cup final watch along. If you're just joining us, we're live on YouTube and on X. Manchester City couldn't keep the ball in play. Hemp. Did it go fast enough to keep the ball in play? And it's going to be a Brighton throw in. It'll be Seagulls throwing here. Let's see what they can produce now on the counter. Not fast enough, I'm afraid. This lovely ball. City gets it in the box. Misses everybody there. Now the ball has been scooped up again by Brighton. Now, last time we've been on air, everybody, was the Barclays Women's Super League's first ever promotion relegation playoff. It was between Leicester City looking to stay up on the WSL. Well, last for the next season, but it was ultimately relegation for the Foxes. They went down. They went down fighting after quite an incredible final when we've seen a shootout happening, a penalty shootout. If you're on YouTube, go and watch the stream afterwards after we're done here, because that was brilliant. Mini final, to say the least. Not for the neutrals, but for penalty shootouts goes Sophie Whitehouse. And that's the only one person you will need on the Sunday morning to remind you of what happened. Of course, this stream is powered by, StreamYard.com. We'll tell you more about them at half time. Not quite. Lovely ball through, but Brighton wins possession again. By the way, we're going to run your comments, everybody, today. They're going to appear on your screen right now. There they are. See, no, we won't. I see we will, actually. I'll make it big so that all of you can see it. There we go. Your comments will appear on this side of the screen. It's literally the richest game of the women's football season. As always, it's the richest game in the women's football calendar. Free kick to Brighton here. Greenwood penalised there. Free kick to Brighton. City using space here using space to counter. There's Bunny Shaw now running away with the ball. It's Bunny Shaw. Great pass into the box here. Nadozi gobbles it up though. Saying calmer. Well, what do you think? Here comes Manchester City now. It's Buddy Shaw, the Dozy again. Here comes Manchester City again. The Dozy once more, keeping everything in order. No free kick. Manchester City, well, if you're just showing Man City, finally woken up for the first time today. But still not even good enough in the standards of Jeglets. I wonder what he's going to make at half time, because we are approaching the end of what's been quite a slow first half. Here comes City now, sends the ball in. It's a great, oh no, it's in! It's Bunny Shaw! And as expected, Manchester City lead in the final of the Adobe Women's FA Cup. Manchester City lead the final by 0-0 through Bunny Shaw's header. And as expected, Manchester City does strike first. And it is her again. It's Bunny Shaw again. But is this going to be checked by VAR though? Is it going to be on the injury towards Nadozi, you think? Oh, I think Nadozi went down easily there. But that's especially what happened. Greenwood sends the ball in. I think Nadozi went down easily here. Oh, it is very difficult. There's Jaglet. He's happy. City happy. They lead by 0-0 in the final. And the referee is not going to take any further action, is she? Poor Howard there. And it is going to be City who does strike first. There was something on there for Fowler for the keeper on foul on the keeper and the Dozy there. But there's nothing to suggest about that. And Brighton are heartbroken. They have not got the clean sheet today. City are looking to get revenge on the 25th of April defeat against them at the end of what's been the final 4 month of the WSL season 2025-26. And they does start brightly. City switch on in the back. Brighton, well, defensively bad. That is 11 most headed goals across all competitions for Bunny Shaw as a WSL player. 11 headed goals this season for her. So she has been too hot to handle here. She's staying at City. Chelsea fans, it's going to be bad news for you guys. It's going to be bad news for all the City rivals who wanted her to go. Well, she has decided to stay at Manchester City. 2030, that's when her contract will expire. But Chelsea are not out of ideas for strikers at the moment. But I wonder what Bompastor is going to do this summer. I mean, it was coming for City to extend her contract. And as you get to see why, she's been just too much. She's been too hot to handle, really. And for opponents, you're going to struggle against her. So like the Blues did in the semi-finals of the Women's FA Cup. That's what happened when you get disappointment like this. Free kick here to Brighton as we head towards the final few minutes of this first half. Brought to you and powered by StreamYard.com. Manchester City has won 22 games, lost 1 when scoring first. I'm going to be honest with you, too hot to handle. City's really been strong. They deserve the WSL title here. We can try to get back on level terms just before the break here. Greenwood. Oh, City wins the ball again. No, it's going to be Brighton. City wins possession again and gets away from danger. Well, not fully cleared from danger, but they're playing really, really well. Brighton closing them down, but they are not doing much of the action. For Vidicic, he's got to do something at the break. Changes has to come in thick and fast. Changes have to come in thick and fast here. It's Frank Kirby. Frank Kirby's in the box. It's cleared away. It's corner to Brighton. Knack with the all-important clearance there. It's going to be corner here to Brighton. For Brighton, this is a very good chance for them to get back level just before the break. Let's wait for Frank Kirby to deliver the ball in. On which she'll do with honour. Obeyed by Yamashita, and it's not fully cleared away. Brighton keeps the possession. They really want to get a goal before the break, but I don't think that's happening at the moment. The way City are, I think they're favourites to win the FA Cup. And once again, they do lead. Thrown here to Brighton. Vanegas sends the ball. Not quite the player she wanted to pick out. But Brighton still has the possession. It's Vanegas. Sends the ball in. Blocked away. And Manchester City can counter from here. Bunny Shaw missed touch there. We're going to have the final 45 seconds of this first half of the Adobe Women's FA Cup, the final game this season in England with me, Ryan, with you live. City lead by 0-0. Bunny Shaw header at the moment proves to be the difference between the two clubs. Here, here's Vanegas and of Yamashita there. Could have passed to Frank Kirby. Goes for herself, but this is the end product she has. If City wins the Women's FA Cup, it'll be their first title of the Women's FA Cup since 2019-20, and that will claim a historic double for the club. Few far between teams have done a domestic double, but City haven't for some time, if not in the history of the women's game. And as we saw stoppages, we're going to have 7 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. With all the stoppages we've had through this first half, we're going to have 7 minutes of added on time. And the goal for Shaw takes her to 27 across every competition this season. So she has just been a cornerstone to the club. At all costs, do protect her, but make sure we figured out City's throw in here. Bunny Shaws are still hot to handle, really. Here comes Van Kirby. Really good pass. Not quite. City has conceded a free kick to Brighton. With 1 minute of 7 gone of added time. Greenwood's not too pleased about conceding a free kick. But you can't do that challenge. You can't do that challenge and all. No way you can't do that. Here comes the Brighton free kick. 1.5 minutes of 7 gone. It's Brighton 0, Manchester City 1. As expected, Shaw scores on the 27 appearances and 27 goal this season for her. Too hot to handle. If she's not going to play in the World Cup, then Jamaica must have done something wrong. She is on fire in the WSL. Here comes the Brighton free kick here. Sandaled well by Yamashita. And to be honest with you, it went disastrous one in the back line for Brighton because they should have cleared the lines better. It is, I'm afraid, what it is. You can't handle the defending like that ever. Never. You should never handle defending like that. That shows you why. It is a goal kick to Manchester City. Wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul on. Wasn't a foul on the Dozy, apparently. Yeah, I did check that goal. And it is 1-0 to Manchester City for just joining us. Bad news for City rivals. Do you know what? It has been coming. It has been coming. City has possession still with Bunny Shaw. But Brighton wins possession again and win the ball back. And I'm pleased to say, everybody, we're doing even more WSL games than ever before. If you have just missed the news out, we're doing all 183 next season, 182 league games, plus live coverage of the promotion relegation playoff in May. Even more coverage than ever before. The women's football is growing. And next season will be the home of WSL and WSL2 watch-alongs, therefore, as we get even more teams. Oh, here comes Manchester City now. Brighton looking bit bit of a problem on the defending end. It's there. Buddy Shaw. It's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. Buddy Shaw has been fouled. Literally in the centre circle part of the outside of the box. It's going to be a free kick to Manchester City right before the break as well. Could there be a chance to be 2-0? Could this be 2-0 potentially? It may certainly look like it. We're going to be on the move in the next few days. Keep an eye out for all the coverage details for the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Powered by StreamYard. It's not going to be Bunny Shaw to take. City do have a very good chance here to making it 2. Half time incoming for Manchester City. Manchester City has a free kick. It's going to be taken. Just watching this. A real shot to free kick for Greenwood. It's going to be taken. Oh! That is absolutely spectacular from Alex Greenwood. City leads right at half time and it's 2-0. City are on the way to breaking the 6-year drought. They haven't won the Women's FA Cup in 6 years. But Manchester City are on course. What a free kick from Alex Greenwood. Jaglet is playing his part as well, managing the team to their first Women's FA Cup title. Of course, there's a long way to go, but City has struck an absolutely magnificent free kick. Oh, Greenwood, that is absolutely spectacular. What a shot, what a goal from Alex Greenwood. What a free kick that was. The Dozy got a hand to it, but it was not enough. It's 2-0 Manchester City. You've got to be honest with you. It's been coming. Manchester City are going to win the Women's FA Cup for the first time since 2020. It was the last time. That was when the last time came. They came agonising close in 22-23, ultimately losing against Chelsea in extra time by 3-2. But can the same fate be sealed for Manchester City in 26? Here comes Brighton now. The kick-off going, and that is it for the first half. So it's now all been dominating Manchester City. And of course, Bunny Shaw, 27 goals for her this season. She has been on fire. It is half time in the Adobe Women's FA Cup final. Manchester City are leading by 2-0. We are going to be back in the second half in 15 minutes time. If you want to know about the all important stats, well, want to know more about these important stats? Well, they're going to come up on the screen right now. Half time is Manchester City leading by 2-0. We will be right back. Here's the stats for the first half coming up on the screen right now. There we go. There we go. I'll see you back here again in 15 minutes time. Thank you. And welcome back, everybody, to our live watch along coverage of and sorry about that. We're back for the Women's FA Cup final, the final game of this domestic season, and Manchester City are leading by 2-0 going into the start of the second half. All but today we have for Brighton as we head for the start of the second period of the 45. They must now find a way back into this, otherwise this is going to be real trouble for Brighton. And they're going to kick off the second half for us. No change for either side going into the start of the second half. Frank, everything else underway again for the second half in our live watch long of this year's final. All right, we're just seconds now out from the start of the second half. On the way again. On the way again. The second half is down on the way. And it's opposite ends this time round. Throwing here to the Seagulls. Nello on the counter. They're looking to find space, which they will find, obviously. Albion should keep on pushing. Where if they can they find a way back into this, though? That's the only question here. Can Brighton find a way back into this, or are they going to lose out on a major piece of silverware? No changes, 4-3-3 formation. Not the original 4-4-1-1 from early on today we was purporting to have earlier before the game started. Lovely ball. The Dozy should be on high alert for the start of the second period of 45 this time round. Because the first one, well, leaking in 2 goals. Second one, she did get a hand to it, but not enough. It's going to be no free kick to Brighton here. All's not too pleased. It's a free kick to Manchester City. I don't think that is a free kick to Man City, really. If anything, it's one Brighton throwing now. So for them, they'll need to get back into this game with a goal at least. They need to find a way through this because City at the moment are looking so dangerous on the back line. People actually tend to forget how big they've been this season. Since the opening day defeat, they basically went on a rampage of winning games. It's Van Kirby loses possession. City has the ball. They do make it 3-0. That is, well, Women's FA Cup headed back to Manchester. Here comes Bunny Shaw, not quite as Brighton wins possession again. They want to find a way back into this game, really. By the way, people, if you'd like to join in with the live chat, you can. You can do it up to 10. Then just remember, please don't forget to read the rules And so no adult content or full frontal nudity, please. If you're watching on YouTube, you can join in the live debate, join in the conversation. Back on the way, if you're just joining us, we're back on the way for the second half and Manchester City on the counter. It's free kick here to Brighton. Free kick here to Manchester City. Greenwood went down. So tomorrow is the 1st of June, which means back to school for those in the UK after half term. Every one of the kids are back after half term break. Everywhere. Which will also be the first day of post-season thoughts. Greenwood still very strong. Manchester City on the counter-attack. Goes in the box here. But Brighton has to get cleared now. They're in danger. And it is going to be free kick here. Free kick to Brighton, the Seagulls. Make sure you are here starting. Also, tomorrow will mark 11 days until we're back on YouTube and X for live coverage of the. Well, you know, I'm talking about it. The ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Women matches hosted in Cardiff. Main thing, hosted in England this year. We'll be live with you for the whole 33 games of the main, starting the group stages from start to finish, all live from YouTube to all live from StreamYard to you, lovely viewers at home, all around the world, the UK, without geo restrictions. Those are normality and also on X. So make sure you are with us for the next few weeks because we are here. Because we're going to be with you. Loads of goals coming up. Well, lots of runs coming up. I maybe have just a few points to make as well. Right now, not very good course for Brighton back here in the Women's FA Cup final because City are 2-0 up. They can't find themselves any course. 3-0 down. That would potentially be game over. It's not going to be their year this year here, Brighton. At this point, they've just not been good enough. And I think the chances in the first half have costed them very dearly, of course. If you don't know what happened in the first half, well, Brighton had good chances to go, well, at least 2, not 3-0 up. But I think those chances have costed them, and it did. They've been 2-0 down going into 53rd minute of game and 8 minutes of second half. Brighton, I've got to be honest with you, they've done really, really well trying to find a way through the mess. It's not to be at the moment. It's our first slice of cheese of the day. For Manchester City, yellow card. Knack cannot do that challenge. Yeah, it's yellow card, first yellow card of the game for Manchester City. Referee didn't want to take the free kick very quickly. Brighton really should have taken the free kick really quickly because they are. Well, see the situation they are in with scoreline. For me, I think it will be enough for Manchester City to win the first Women's FA Cup since 2020. So Brighton, they just did not do enough today, and on the day, they just should have done enough. And at the moment, the Women's FA Cup is headed off to Manchester, but there is still time for a comeback for Brighton. We've seen them all before against Manchester City, 25th of April, won 3-2. Surely not. Surely they can make repeat of the 25th of April one, the meeting in the WSL. We're live on X, live on YouTube. Have your say, everybody. We want to have your thoughts. So if you want to get in contact, this is how you can do that. You can do so on email. You can do so on YouTube via the live chat, or you can X me at Eurovision BSL, hashtag Adobe Women's FA Cup. And tell me which part of the world you are watching this from and how you stream the watch along coverage. And you can also request a shout out as well. We would love to have shout outs left, right, and of course, centre. Well, at the moment, things are on the side of Manchester City. Brighton, they can come back from this, but they're going to have to wake up now and see the second half out with at least a comeback, at least. Because City, at the moment, they're proving to be really difficult to beat. To tell with them lot. Bunny Shaw. It might be the most impossible side to avoid. It's the team that you really didn't want to see in the final, but after the semi-finals, it's the one, sadly, when there's nothing you can do. Dozy clears the ball. She's in the space really, really well. Here comes Brighton now. They're looking to try and get a goal back, at least half a deficit. It's not going to be a free kick to Manchester. It is going to be a free kick to Manchester City. I don't think that's going to be a free kick. That should not be a free kick. That is not. Hemp has gone down easy there. That should not have been a free kick to Manchester City. End off. You cannot do. You can do challenges like that. Hemp went down easy. City sided with this. The referee sided with City on that one. I don't think that should be a free kick. End off. City should never have been given a free kick like that. Or Mrs. Bunny Shaw this time round. Still with City. Here comes still with City here. Dozy collects. Now they really, really need to pile the pressure on here for Brighton. They're running out of time. 30 minutes to go until we crown Man City as WSL champions for 2025-26. And it's one where they don't really want to do that here, but They just cannot find an alternative at the moment here, Brighton. Unless they do something crazy now, the trophy will be heading to Manchester City for the first time since 2020. Starting to get a little bit worried now. Northam should really start. Northam really should have started here for Brighton. I think Vidicic really missed the mark there. She was clinical in that winner. She should have started the game, but proven that should prove to be costly unless Brighton can find a way back into this game with a goal that could change everything within instantly. Seke in the box. Found space. Finding space, finding a shot, cleared away from danger. It's trying to find Bunny Shaw, which finds Bunny Shaw indeed. Goes down easily. No free kick. It is a throw in here to Brighton. Finding space. Trying to find space, they couldn't. It is a throw into the Seagulls still. There is change that is going to happen. It's a double change for Manchester City. A double change is on the way. It's a substitution. First of all, it is Miedema who will be coming on for Grace Clinton. Scored in the 2018 final against Chelsea for Arsenal. Miedema coming on. Kerr is off. And Faber is coming on. What about Fujino is going to come on for Carolyn. She's been replaced by the Japanese international. It is a throw in here to Brighton. Brighton throw in here. Well, thank you for sticking with us this Sunday. Wherever you are in the world, you're watching live coverage of the Adobe Women's FA Cup. Watch along grand finale to a season here in England we will never forget. I am Ryan Teller. Here comes Seke, goes in the box here, trying to find space. Pass, not quite. Yamashita gets the ball. I think for me, City really have won the Adobe Women's FA Cup. And I think those 2 goals enough. Third, that'll be killer blow hopes for Brighton. Unless they do something crazy here, they cannot find a way back into this final. I think those chances they've done in the first half have proven costly for them. City keeps the ball in play, but Brighton clears the danger. Now City wins possession again. The infrastructure they have, Brighton, but at the moment, it's not looking good for the club. I'm looking for major domestic and European trophies. I think for them, they're running out of space, running out of time. That's the problem here. They have the infrastructure, but it's all about keeping pace. I don't think they have that sort of thing at the moment. But if they find it now, that's where everything can fall into place. And that really should be the case of all of this. Here comes Brighton's defending well. Man City corner. Always out of play, but she's okay. It's the most important finish that she is okay. Well, final watching on of the domestic season, everybody. We're closing it out with the Women's FA Cup final. Here comes Manchester City and Greenwood. Greenwood to take the shot, heads wide, goal kick to Brighton. Northern really should come on now for Brighton. Got to be honest here, Brighton have not been really good. I think it's down to we should have everything planned well for Brighton, but Northern really should come on now because look at some of the players here. They're not playing their best in the final. Could that prove to be just a little too much for Vidicic here? Should really make changes. Now thinking of bringing changes on. Here comes Bunny Shaw now. Bunny Shaw's onside. It's Bunny Shaw. It's Bunny Shaw. Great pass. Good pass in for City. Chance to make it 3. It is 3-0. And City are going to win the Women's FA Cup for the first time since 2020. It's a really lovely pass here, but it's going to be devastation. Brighton have costed 3 goals, and it's going to be 3. Manchester City has got a domestic double, and it's going to be devastation for Brighton. They have not really switched on in this second half and in this final altogether. Those chances will prove costly. They are going to lose the Women's FA Cup final for the first time in their history. Manchester City, for the first time since 2020, is going to get the trophy. They have not won since 2020. It's been quite devastating for Brighton, but these things happen really. But you'll say the quality over City, they've been really magnificent. Let's look at that. The space they've had in the box as well. And it's Virginia with the strike. The Dozy just really couldn't get there. And it proved to be costly. Brighton's defence were all over the place. And it's going to be City winning the Women's FA Cup. It's going to be Sky Blue, and the trophy heading to Manchester. It's a deflection, and it's going to be a deflection here. City 3-0 up. Brighton devastation on the faces. I think that's the Women's FA Cup game 7 match for them. It's 3-0 City. Virginia coming on and be the person going to put the killer blow now. I think on Brighton's hope of taking the trophy back home to Brighton, back to Hove really altogether. It's going to be devastation beyond belief for these players, but they've done really, really well holding out Manchester City until towards the end of very end of the first half. Seke or finding space away. It goes thrown here to Brighton. We should actually, people, football can wait for a little while longer. We'll be back for back-to-back matches in the Women's Nations League, England trip to Spain, and of course we can't wait for the final game of the qualifiers. It's going to be huge, significant. They're on Friday night And we'll be back on Tuesday as well for England versus Ukraine. The final games. I think we could finally be heading to the Women's Nations League final, the Lionesses. As long as we don't step up against Spain, then really, Spain and Ukraine are those games to win. It's going to be tricky against Spain away, as we've seen over the years. But to get revenge over them in the Euro 2025 final after losing against them in the 2023 FIFA World Cup final, FIFA Women's World Cup final, to get revenge of them last year was incredible. To beat them in Switzerland was extra special, and to bring it home twice. Here comes Brighton again. Oh, that's just not a good header there. It's gone well over the bar. Venegas is back up on her feet. There was a very good chance there from her, but it's just a little poor, and I think it's just too late for Brighton to get back. They were in the missed chances here. They got 3-0 down, and I think that's it, really. Adobe Women's FA Cup winners are going to be, well, Brighton. Well, going to be Manchester City. It's going to be a double change for Brighton. The number 6 is going to be coming on. Number 6, obviously, is Cavaci. Seke has not had a very good game. I think she's going to be coming off, and I think that's been expecting from her. Cavaci is going to be coming on. If I don't see Northern coming on anytime soon, then I don't know what to say. A Bombe is going to be coming on, people. Nordam is going to be missed out today, I think. Vidicic made the wrong call at the wrong time. Nordam should have started the Women's FA Cup final for Brighton. It's been truthful here. It's just being truthful that the way things will be going, it's going from bad to worse. It's thrown here to Manchester City. If they make 4-0 City, that's it. Game over. It's 3-0, game over. 4-0 really puts icing on the cake here. Of course, without Chelsea, we're going to have a new name on the trophy. We're going to have a new name on the trophy this year. Here comes Brighton. Send the ball in. Not quite. City on the counter-attack. Finding space. They're finding space really, really well. It's Bunny Shaw. Good pass. As Brighton brings the attack to a close. And there's not going to be a free kick to Brighton, says the referee. Ball cleared. I think Brighton has been robbed here. If the referee has sided with the referee sided with City here, she's just been poor all game. Anon, who's the referee here? Melissa Bergin, I'm sorry, but she is not giving a free kick to Brighton on that challenge. Or not giving Brighton that free kick for a challenge there is beyond belief. It's get rid of. I'm sorry to say this as well. I think the Dozy really has got to go. To be honest with you, it's just been poor. I think for me, the Dozy has got to go. She has been really, really poor today. I think that's proven to be costly for Brighton. Their trophy hopes are, well, really over now. 60 minutes to go now for this Women's FA Cup final. Live watch along coverage here, everybody. And, well, it's going to be consolation coming up for Brighton. If they get one back, it's going to be mere consolation. They've just not been good enough. Dozy has got to be subbed off. In fact, get rid of her altogether. It's bit of goalkeeping error there. Just shouts for penalty. But I don't think the referee is going to be interested in one. The ball is going to be sent out a play here. The referee is stopping play. There's a foul in the box. We're ready for this one here. Yep. In the back it goes. The referee won't go further on these discussions at the moment. Unless VAR is going to do something dramatic here. For Brighton fans, I think some of them may have just seen enough. The Dozy's got to go. Waits for the goalkeeper. It's true. Look at it. Look at the way Vidicic has been playing them. Versus Jaglets. I'm sorry to say this, but I think that's it for the hopes this year for Brighton. They've got to do something now. They've got to do something over the summer holidays. 43,917 is today's attendance for the Adobe Women's FA Cup final. Or 3,917 is today's match attendance. He's done well considering with Arsenal's Champions bus trophy. Let's take a look at the goals that separates the sides. Bunny Shaw again. Greenwood, Virginia, all on the score sheet, really puts the tie to bed virtually and ends Brighton's hopes of getting a trophy too. Well, down the south coast. It's going to be City winning the Women's FA Cup for the first time since 2020. That was the last time they did it. Came United closed in at 21-22 accidentally, but the final against Chelsea ended 3-2 after extra time. More to create over the summer, so do make sure you do join us for even more magical moments as we get ready for everything. Ball has not been getting play, throwing here to Brighton. They've just got, I think, enough time for a consolation goal, but I think no more than that. They've just not been good enough. Don't forget, next Saturday, it's the 1966 World Cup final in colour. And, of course, the Monaco qualifying highlights. And then we're doing the whole race highlights from the Sunday night next weekend. So a lot of racing to look forward to with the Monaco Grand Prix. You know where we're going, don't you? We're heading to the Middle East for this one. It's going to be free kick here to Man Manchester City free kick. I think really that's all. But that's if you're just joining us, really 10 minutes to go in this final. I don't think there's going to be any more goals than those three. It's going to be devastation. Honest Daggers is going to be coming off. There's going to be changes for Brighton on the way. Frank Kirby's not going to get a trophy lifted in Brighton colours. Kirby and Honest Daggers are going to be subbed off. Coming on. Nordham and McLaughlin. 2-0 too late, I think. Nordham coming on just on the 80th minute mark. I think it's just too little too late now. Cannot find a way back here, can they, Brighton? The decision's just been wrong by Fidicic. Got to get rid of the keeper first and most foremost. Here comes Bunny Shaw. And the flag has gone up for offside anyways. Our vision is to bring you the best of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. World Cup 2026 preview. Because we're going to do previews. All the games. I think the one to certainly keep an eye on is match 3, Australia versus South Africa. Two modern day powerhouses going head to head in Old Trafford in Manchester. No, I'm not talking about Old Trafford, the stadium, but you know what I mean, don't you? Old Trafford cricket. It's going to be good. It's all part of our triple stack of Saturday games, live and uninterrupted. Make sure you do subscribe to YouTube to bring you all the live coverage from all areas. Here they go. Free kick. Brighton, not good enough for them today. Oh, chance cleared. City will go on the counter now to really put soul in the rooms. Not quite. We're going up north. We're going down south. We're going to Hampshire. We're heading off to Manchester. Edgbaston. We're heading off to London. We're heading off to, well, everywhere across England. Sadly for Wales, they're not hosting the big games, the big group stage matches or any games, but I'm hosting the ICC Women's T20 World Cup warm-up games, but that does not count. It's Bunny Shaw. It's Bunny Shaw. It's over the bar. And there's a very good chance for Bunny Shaw to really seal the deal. 8 minutes now, but I think that really is going to do it. And guess what, everybody? On that Friday night of the 12th of June, live, we'll be watching the performance off stream. Well, not showing you, but we're going to show you the performance of Wicked. They are going to bring the West End drama to Edgbaston with a full cast of Wicked set to deliver a musical opening to 3 weeks of action from start to finish. So please do join us if you can. Here comes. It's not fully away. It's not fully away here. Virginia, it's a great stop here. And it is another corner kick to Manchester City. I'm looking forward to this one, and it's going to enjoy it. 3 weeks of action begins 12th of June. We're live on YouTube on X. Normality and X viewers, we're taking a break. But at the end of the domestic football season as a whole, we're going to bring curtains. But we are going to be back on Friday and Tuesday night coming up this week with our live coverage of the England women's qualifiers. A win against Spain would really, well, seal the deal, really, to be honest here. Here comes Manchester City again. Ball goes over the top and goal kick. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. They can't get any more than that here. They've just been poor today, and sorry to say this, but well, the Dozy, she's got to go. She's just not been good enough. Here comes the ball sent in here. Too much on that. Offside. Legs up offside. 5 minutes to go. That's it, really. Can't do any more than that. There is going to be change. Bunny Shaw's going to be coming off. That's it for her this season. She'll be back next season. Bunny Shaw is going to come off here. And it's going to be, well, number 7 to come on. There's the opening goal. She just scored. She scored in the first half of that goal. But that's it, really. Seals the deal. Those 3 goals. Those 3 goals have really sealed the deal. All Coombs just kind on for her. For sure. Heads into the final minutes of this season. You know what, people? Doesn't matter what happens now with the Women's FA Cup final. What a season it has been. We've had highs, we've had lows. We had some very exciting games. And Manchester City being Queens of England for the first time in a decade. And after 6 years of waiting, the Women's FA Cup is finally heading up to Manchester. Manchester City have done it. Manchester United have done it. Chelsea have done it. Arsenal not quite in recent years. City are about to join the ranks. Here comes the ball in again. It's saved by the Dozy, but goes over the line. There's not enough on the hand, I'm afraid. 4-0, and that really will seal the deal. That will seal Manchester City's Women's FA Cup title. 6 years since they last won it. It's a really, really good finish. Very poor again from the Dozy. Really, really poor from her. And City are going to win the Women's FA Cup for the first time since 2020. That year was when we were all in lockdown. Won back-to-back titles in 2018-19 and 19-20. Now, for the first time in 6 years, they have won a 4th Women's FA Cup. And the header for Lauren Keanes there, just going to be stopped under Dozy. It's 4-0 to Manchester City, and that is going to seal the deal on the Citizens' first Women's FA Cup since 2020. This was the last time they won the Women's FA Cup. So, devastation for Brighton fans. They've done well going up to the final, but it's just not been enough for them today. It's not been enough. It's Miedema with a goal. Seals the victory off. Brighton, they've just, well, switched off really. City, well, I think that's it. They can't do any more than that. Simple. We're live across the world on YouTube. We're live across the world in the UK on X. Particularly, we'll be changing our X usernames right now. With final seconds now before the end of the 90, that is going to do it Rayner's going to be subbed on. Simmons are going to be coming off for Brighton. So I think Vidicic needs to do something in the summer. Get rid of Doty, first of all. She's just not been really good enough. Throw in here to Brighton. Man, all they can do is consolation. Greenwood gets player of the match today. But her contributions might have just been too slow for Brighton to react. Vidicic needs to do something in the summer. Can they now get a consolation here, Brighton? It's free kick to Manchester City. Stoppage time, we go. We're really going to have 4 minutes of added time. 4 goals, 4 added time minutes on. City. And they're not holding back tears and emotions, are they? Well, they won't at full time. They won't. Beautiful play going into. Gonna try and swing it in. Not quite defended away by Brighton though, and it is out for a throw in to Manchester City. But the Women's Football Channel, Normality Channel viewers, that is it for the season after today's game. But we got some more football before the ICC Women's T20 World Cup begins, and the featuring England qualifiers left, right, centre for the Women's Nations League. Can we get to the final for the first time? Potentially we can. A win against Spain on Friday night will do it for us. Because obviously we can, because we easily beat Ukraine away anyways. So, yep. And we can do the same at Wembley. That will really seal our place in the Nations League final. An absolute blockbuster. Here comes Brighton now. Saved by Yamashita. The ball's away from danger. 3.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes to go now. Well, it's been a one-sided contest this time round. It's goal fest, but for the wrong reason. City 4-0 clean sheet. I think for me, that's killer blow. It's going to be corner kick to Brighton. Can they get a consolation? Consolation might be incoming though. Corner here. With just seconds out now from the end of what's been quite a devastating game, not for the right reasons for Brighton fans. Kankovic will take the corner here. Will it be merely of a consolation for Brighton? Well, played really well here. Oh, it's headed wide. It's going to be goal kick to Manchester. It's going to be goal kick to Manchester City, it looks like. And that will not be good for Brighton fans because that was a very good chance to get a consolation at least. Vidicic needs to do something in the summer, I think, for me. For me, I think Vidicic needs to do something. Shake up on both ends of the goalkeepers. Oh, they're bracing just before the full-time whistle goes. As it's going to show that Manchester City have won the Women's FA Cup for the first time since 2020. The last time they did it was back at that time when everything was a bit of a COVID-related year. none of us would ever remember. But just 20 seconds left to go. I think some of the Brighton fans will be heading home early after a complete devastation beyond belief. Seconds now out. It's the final seconds of this final. Here they go again. And the referee puts the whistle to the lips. And Manchester City have won the Women's FA Cup for the first time since 2020. Thrashing Brighton by 4-0. 4 different goal scorers, 4 goals, and that is a domestic double, history making. I think that's the first time ever Manchester City has ever done a domestic double. They have done it on the biggest stage of all at Wembley. Brighton really just couldn't click on today. It's not to be their day. The chances they had in the first half have been left to pay. It's a chances rude missed as well. It has now finished. Well, you know the scoreline by now, don't you? It has finished. Manchester City 4, Brighton 0, and it's going to be complete and utter devastation. If you want to watch all the reactions, you can on your global streamers, or if you have Unsold Territory on the Adobe Women's FA Cup's YouTube channel, UK, you can watch all the reaction on TNT Sports or on Channel 4. But it's been a great honour and a great pleasure to close out the season. What an incredible 10 months we've had. Sorry, we're getting emotional here. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure. But it's because of you lot. We keep on going. Thank you so much for your support this season. We really appreciated all your support over the last 10 months. It's been incredible. Last 9 months has just been particularly incredible. The final season of the WSL with 12 teams going up to 14. Sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional on this part. Thank you for your company this season. It's been a real pleasure and a privilege to be part of you over the last 9-10 months. This is Ryan Turner signing off, but we are going to be back in just a few days' time. We're back on Friday and Tuesday night for the Lionesses European qualifiers. Can we get to a Nations League final for the first time in our history? Serena, you may never know, she can get the job done against Spain. If we get back-to-back wins over Spain, that would be huge. But that does bring us to the end of our coverage domestically, not just today, but for the season. I'm sorry. Thank you for your support. It's been great over the last 9-10 months. Thank you very much for your company today. City have won the final domestic trophy of the season, the Women's FA Cup, for the first time since 2020. It's heading to Manchester. It's not heading to the South Coast. From all of us, thank you very much for your company today and for the last 9-10 months. What a season it's been. Diolch o bawb I gyd. Now, until we meet again on Friday night, thank you for your company. Have a great week ahead and a great start to June. Thank you for this season as well. Bye-bye from us, from Lincolnshire. It's finished. Manchester City 4, Brighton 0. Bye-bye for now.